I know that you have played a big part in bringing people together, and we would like to know a little bit more about that, about some of the projects that you've been involved in.
Well, one of the projects that many people may know me from is something that started 21 years ago, and it's the Plymouth Centre for Faiths and Cultural Diversity. I currently act as Chair of Trustees for this charity, wonderful charity that's been doing amazing work in Plymouth, both in the community but particularly with primary and secondary schools. And so when Plymouth wasn't such a diverse city, it became a real front runner for introducing different lifestyles, practices, beliefs directly into primary schools and secondary schools and within different parts of Plymouth as a community, so that children or residents of Plymouth were learning about a certain culture or a belief from the very people living and practicing those lives. And it just made it so much more interesting. It's all very well watching a program and learning about something, or being told about it by your teacher at school, but it's something completely different when you actually sit with someone and they tell you about their background, their home country, why they dress a certain way, why they eat the dishes that they eat, why they believe and practice how they do. And it really begins to break down barriers, and it makes the place where you live a much, much more interesting place. And where schools are concerned, of course, it completely dispels the myths of their peers, their classmates, who may look or sound different from them. Instead of it being a strange, threatening thing, it becomes a fascinating thing. It becomes a thing of interest. So, of course, for 21 years, we've been continuing this work around Plymouth and surrounds, and it has made the most profound difference on so many levels, So that's probably, in the long term, what people may know me for being part of the team that has brought PCFCD's work to the city. But of course, lately, in the last year and a half, I've been really privileged to have started hosting an event in the city called International Dinners, which has somehow become a phenomenon. And what started as a simple conversation with a group of students has turned into a citywide phenomenon that is now attracting over 100 people from over 40 countries every month. And it's just a massive celebration of the world right here in Plymouth. So again, Plymouth has become a unique place, but a forerunner for bringing people together.
That's absolutely fantastic. I love the idea of opening young minds so that when they grow up in the knowledge that they needn't be afraid of other people, other cultures. They can embrace other people. I also love the idea of bringing people together at the international dinners. Can you tell me who some of the people are that attend the international dinners and when it takes place and where?
International dinners are now taking place once a month on the last Saturday of every month at Sherwell Hall. We started off very small, but by the third month we'd already outgrown the original venue, and we knew that we had to find a bigger place. Now that we're in Sherwell Hall, we're beginning to outgrow that too, which is a good problem to have. But International Dinner is open to everyone and anyone. Every month we have human beings in that space, from several months old to retired people, across the whole age spectrum, across different positions in the city. So we have city councillors helping out, the police helping out, we have ordinary people helping out. The ethos of International Dinner is not just to bring people together, but to actually allow each person who comes to feel empowered and feel that they are making as much of a contribution to that event as everyone else. And it's done on a zero budget, so really not a penny has been spent yet on the event, and yet it attracts over 100 people. And that's because either it relies on the generosity of organisations in the city like Sherwell, who are offering the space for free, or the individuals who actually cook and bring food, or buy and bring food, in order to show everyone else what's special about their particular corner of the planet. And it's all to do with empowerment and inclusion. So we want to learn from every single individual who comes to International Dinner. Everyone is a contributor. Everyone helps to create the magic of the event. And for those people who have attended, they'll know that you walk into a room and there's a massive buzz. The atmosphere is alive, and people are talking to each other, they get to know each other, they naturally just sit and get into conversations. And other than the food, which is always a delight, food is always a big bringer together of people. But other than that, I've literally watched friendships form in front of my eyes in the year and a half that I've been privileged to host these events.
Who has been the inspirational person in your life, the most inspirational person in your life?
That's such a difficult question, because there have been so many. But I think to be really selfish, I would say I would like to actually give credit to my father, to my late father. I think if anybody shaped my thinking and the way I am and why I do things, I would say that he probably had the most profound influence on me. If I love getting to know people, it's because my father was interested in people. And I remember that every day when we finished eating, he would always give thanks for the food, but he would always end it with saying, "Please God, don't ever let the doors of this house be closed to anyone." So I grew up with those sentiments.
So last question, how do you think we can make Plymouth a better, more welcoming city?
By being healthily inquisitive, by seeing the nobility in every person that we come across, by just smiling. Walk past people, smile. Everyone needs a smile. Be healthily inquisitive, I would say, about anyone who crosses your path.
Say hello to your neighbours.
neighbours, colleagues, family members, friends. It doesn't make any difference. Look on every person as though they have a story to tell, because everyone has an interesting story to tell. We just have to be open to hearing it. And it makes our own lives so much more interesting when we learn from each other. It's a real humbling experience.
Thank you. Any last words for our community in Plymouth?
The community in Plymouth is a constant inspiration. I feel so privileged to be part of it. I'm learning something every day, and it makes me realize that the earth really is like one country, and we're all citizens of that one country. What a joy.
Arezoo, thank you very much for your time with us today.
Thank you.